There's a conversation going on in Genderqueer Atheists. There's always a conversation going on in Genderqueer Atheists. We're doing a couple of 30-day challenges to stimulate discussion and to begin defining terms for ourselves and for each other about what it means to be genderqueer and how we each define it. Not that one's definition is better than another's. We're all working this out amongst ourselves. In the posts, one of us has asked, do you use any other terms to define, explain your gender than simply genderqueer, woman, or man? The Genderbread Person graphic, the way it's been updated, I really appreciate one thing about it, and that is that it removes the concept of continuum, that you are man, male over here, or woman, female over here, and anything else is a gradient in between. It still sets up the binary that man is definitive and woman is definitive, and then everything else in between kind of gets mushy. You're more mannish, you're more womanish, you're more masculine, you're more feminine, and it gets all kind of gooey in the middle. As we probably all know, there isn't a whole lot of language for other than male, female, masculine, feminine, except intersex. And even that's rather nebulous because it's individuated. Each person's body is different, and how one is born and what body one is born into varies radically from person to person. And the same is definitely true of gender. One can definitely be born into a completely male biological body and not identify as a man. Seeing it on a continuum, like it's linear, and this is purple and this is orange and all the other colors are in between. That's a functional system, but it is a little limiting. Go see the Genderbread Person for more details. He describes why he redefined his genderbread graphic. To me, it's more like a constellation. I don't mean to get all cosmic and airy-fairy. The nucleus would be human. And radiating out from that, not in a flat disk, but in a three-dimensional, kind of like spherical shape, are little pinpoints all the way around of how we define ourselves. I should probably speak for me. Human is the nucleus. Very close to that is mammal and ape and those sorts of things. And then farther beyond are other body definitions. Apparently white, apparently female, apparently feminine, me, apparently hazel brown eyed, apparently fat, apparently able bodied, but shows disabilities when in motion. And then you get into the mental constructs and the emotional constructs, which I think are the same thing. And I would say that gender is more of a placement in, for me, in the emotional categories. And I think that has a lot to do with gender roles and sexism in the culture and heterosexism in the culture. When I began questioning stuff, I began questioning all stuff that I had been told about who I am, what my body is, how the cosmos works, and I definitely question how I am supposed to behave, think, feel, and act in the world based on physical configuration. And I definitely see a separation between gender and sex. I don't want to be a man, as in, I don't want all the physical attributes of a man and none of the physical attributes of a woman, secondary sexual characteristics and primary sexual characteristics. There are some body modifications that I would have made, or if I'd had privilege and if I were 20 years younger, there are some body modifications that I would definitely make. I won't go into that now, but I will go into it. So there are some things that I would have done to alter my sex. As for gender, I rather like the term intergender. I'm not intersexed, but I am intergendered rather than F2M, which would be female to male, F2X, which is that connotes Malcolm X and refusing to take one's slave name. I refuse to take my slave name. I notice a lot of cis people have issues with me even bringing up the subject. It seems to be very threatening and frightening and alien to them. Very alien. They can't wrap their heads around it. These are skeptical, free thinking, critically thinking people who are completely affronted and become hostile and abusive when they hear me describe myself this way. I dress in traditionally feminine clothing most of the time for a few reasons. One is camouflage. Another is I have easier access to clothing that fits me properly because I use thrift stores and free clothing and so on. If I wear feminine clothing, I like loose fitting clothing with pockets, with room to move around. I like clothing without crotches because my genitals are mutilated and I find clothing that fits into my crotch hurts and irritates and is uncomfortable, particularly when working, walking, sitting down, and lying down. So basically, anytime I'm conscious. So I don't like crotches a lot. I wear men's brief boxers for that reason. They come down on the thigh so they don't ride up and they don't interfere in my groin. They stay where they're put. And they have that nice little pocket on the front so that they don't touch me too much. So it's a nice loose fit. It's not because I want to be a man, it's because I don't want to be physically uncomfortable in my underwear. Oh, you should join Genderqueer Atheist on Facebook if you have any questions or interest. We are now a closed group. This does not mean we're exclusive. We definitely want people to find us and to join us. What it means is it protects our ability to have open conversations better because it's not visible all over Facebook. It protects us a bit from trolling, and it protects us so that we are able to have some confidentiality. What goes on in Genderqueer Atheist stays in Genderqueer Atheist unless one specifically has permission to bring it out into the public world. We also have a YouTube channel, and the links will be in the underwear. So find us, hang out with us. We're a precocious, very intelligent, very supportive, loving sort of group. No sniping, no snarkiness, none of that stuff. And we're interested in everything. So if you need some family, or if you just want a safe place to breathe, you don't need to be an atheist. You define yourself how you choose to define yourself, but we won't turn you down as long as you respect our space and want to be part of it. Bye. Thanks for listening to Genderqueer Atheist News, a sampling of the daily Genderqueer Atheist Reader. You are welcome to join us on Genderqueer Atheists on Facebook, subscribe to Genderqueer Atheist YouTube, and network with us at Genderqueer Atheists on Atheist Nexus. Links are available in the description below this video. Music by Kevin MacLeod. I'm Rogie Riverstone.